John, thanks for coming again in our program.
Thank you for having me again.
It was a very interesting subject that we're talking about, and a lot of people out there are interested in this subject as well. In fact, I want to get right to it.
Okay.
Last time we were talking about hypnosis, and you were explaining what it is. You mentioned the word trance.
Yes.
What is a trance? What is trance actually?
We have 4 levels of brain waves, and the brain waves are beta, alpha, theta, and delta. Beta is conscious mind, what we're in right now, what everyone's in right now. And when we go out of beta, we drop down to alpha. That's the first level of trance. Daydreaming. People recognize that when they're at home or they're at work, and their mind just drifts different places. And from there, we drop into another level, which is theta. That's when we get sleepy at night, start yawning. And then from there, we drop to delta, when we're actually asleep. It helps me when I have a client to know where they are. I know when they're in beta, I have to work to get them in alpha and then towards theta. Now we go through this brainwave state throughout the day. And at night, we drop into alpha, theta, and delta. So that's basically trance.
So, and these are the different brainwaves. So automatically, even during our own life, we are going through them by ourselves.
Yes.
But when you're doing hypnosis, you're controlling it yourself and managing to take us to different brainwaves yourself.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
And last time we talked about what hypnosis can be used for. Maybe we could just do a quick revision of that as well.
I deal primarily with emotional issues. Anger, anxiety, fears, phobias, depression, panic attacks, those kinds of issues. But it could be used for anything else, pain. Some people come to me for their career or starting a new business. So it can pretty much be used for any goal a person has. And I always say up to 5 goals. They bring those goals. Sometimes they would come up with more than that, but we start off with 5 goals.
And how would it work? For example, let's take a case that somebody who gets panic attacks. They would have come for the session, for example, and then when they actually do get a panic attack, what happens? Or they wouldn't even get a panic attack from then on? Well,
usually it takes about 3 to 4 sessions. Some people it takes more than that. It all depends on the level of sensitivity. So the idea is to try to take out some of the sensitivity, give them balance, bring peace inside of their life.
And that's in fact something that I wanted to talk about. How do we actually create, a lot of people nowadays are finding it difficult to find this balance in life. How do we actually create that balance?
Well, what I usually do, I sort of kind of break people down into groups. I look for left brain, right brain. You're either going to be a left brain thinker or right brain thinker. Left brain thinker, left brain dominant thinker are the people who are logical. They're leaders, task oriented, and their strengths. Their weaknesses would be they can't shut down. They may have insomnia, things like that. Right brain thinkers are creative, imaginative, and their weaknesses would be panic attacks because of the sensitivity and things like that. So what I would do is the left brain person, I would say it's time to do some right brain things to provide balance inside of the mind. So have them to relax, go get a massage, do anything that's fun, because they usually don't do anything that's fun. The right
I'm having a list of people in my brain right now that I'm thinking about.
And the right brain thinkers are laid back, and they need to do more logical things like puzzles and games and things like that to get the brain moving more. So that sort of kind of creates a balance.
That's good to know, because even in our own lives, it's something that we I mean, for example, I would know, if listening to you now, if I'm a left brain thinker or a right brain thinker. You would like in which category you fall in. And it's good to always try and do what like if you're a left brain thinker, I mean, to do something that is fun.
Yes. I even had people with relationships, for example, if they're looking to date. And women, let's say a woman, for example, she doesn't know much about men. I would tell her to go into a mall or in this case, Republic Street. And all the people that are walking down, look, I would tell her how to identify a left brain thinker and a man, and how to identify a right brain thinker. And that helps her when she decides what she's looking for in a relationship.
Well, this is curious. So if like, let's say a relationship, if one partner is a left brain thinker and the other one is a right brain thinker, it's not going to work out?
Yes, it does. It does. The hard part is accepting
Oh, okay.
That's what I have to work on to get them to accept, because opposite attracts.
Oh, okay.
So the left brain thinker has something that the right brain person needs, and the right brain thinker has something the left brain person needs.
Oh, okay.
And they don't pay any attention in the beginning of the relationship. It's as the relationship ages, that's when they start getting on each other's nerves, as they say.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's not, oh, you're not like me, or you're not like me, type of thing.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, that's the idea.
And obviously, we can always use hypnosis as a motivation for our own lives, but it was going to help us to break bad habits.
Yes.
How important is it for in our lives to break bad habits?
It all depends on what the habit is and how it's disrupting your life. If a habit is not disrupting your life, it can still be bad, but if it's not causing you problems, it's not a problem. But if it's causing a person problems, then we'd have to make some changes. But the person has to accept that. And change is not easy. What I usually do is to have a person write their name. So, for example, just could you write your name right quick?
Yes, of course. My name, only my name.
Just your name.
Okay.
And your surname, first and surname. Now, write it again with this hand. That's how change is.
This is going to be very difficult.
You see how it feels?
I'm taking too long at this.
Well, that's okay, but that's the idea with change. So when it comes down to change, people are like, oh, well, I really don't like that feeling because it's different. Even though it's good for them, they really don't like the feeling. So, and I show them the difference there. Now, according to science, if you do this, right this way, for 21 consecutive days, it would begin to look like this.
Okay.
So the idea with people, I get them to work on something, whatever they're wanting to change, for at least 21 consecutive, I just say a month.
Okay.
And if they do that, then they would begin to build new neural networks inside of the brain.
And even, like with the couple of minutes that we have left, maybe you could give us some examples of case studies that you did, I don't know if in Malta or in America.
Yeah, I'd go to America.
Okay.
Yeah, in America, I had a client once. He called me one Thursday night. He said, John, I really need to see you. I said, okay, no problem. I said, when would you like to come? He said, how about tomorrow morning? So he showed up Friday morning at 7 o'clock. And he said, he started telling me different things, but I knew he was fidgeting, just walking around really nervous. And he said, I had to make a decision. It either had to be you or this. And he had a bullet in his hands, in his fingers. And he said, please don't let me down. And what I found out was his issue was he was losing it. He's lost his job. He was going to be evicted, and he didn't have a relationship. He was in his 40s. His life wasn't going the way he wanted to be, where he wanted to go. Men identify themselves with their careers. Yes. Women identify themselves with their relationships. So he didn't have the career that he wanted. So what I did is sort of kind of took his blinders off from what he was not seeing. The opportunities are always around you. So once we did that, he left, and then he called me back before the day's over. And he said, well, I have the money for my rent. And then later on, about a week or two later, he found a job. Because what he did is got out of the overwhelming state. That was the idea.
Sometimes we do get stuck in the problem that we're if somebody's facing a problem, you actually get stuck in the problem, as you're saying, and you don't see what else is around you. Just don't concentrate anymore. You
have the blinders on.
Yes.
That's the idea, to have the blinders on. So we have to take the blinders off. And once we do that, then they can become successful at whatever it is they want to do.
And what do you think about the situation in Malta? Do you find that there are a lot of people that are, well, probably all over the world, but like in Malta, maybe,
yes.
Panic attacks, depression, are there a lot of people that
a lot of
going through these types of problems?
A lot of panic attacks, fear, a lot of that. Phobias, I've run across many of those since I've been here. But it's been accepting for the Maltese. They've really accepted it. We didn't know how it was going to be when I got here, but it's really been successful.
It seems very interesting and obviously as medically safe, sort of. You're not...
Yes. The side effects are great.
Exactly.
Confidence, relaxing, letting go of stress.
Exactly. Thank you very much, John, for coming back to our show. Thank you very much. And I hope that you have more success in this hypnosis thing with the Maltese as well. Thank you very much.